Checking in on yourself. Something that I do quite often is anybody that's worked with me would know that I talk a lot to myself, in particular the monitor that's in front of me. Um, and I kind of, on that theme of talking to myself, most nights, if not every night, I kind of have a dialogue with myself. I have a dialogue with myself not because I'm mad or crazy, but I use it as an opportunity to kind of check in with myself. I check in on an emotional level, whether if I'm feeling a certain way that I'm not happy with, then I kind of process why that is and have that dialogue with myself. If that's physically, I'm not feeling the way that I want to, or I'm not feeling great physically, health wise, then I try to check in with myself and have a dialogue again with myself, making sure that I identify why I am not feeling as great as I would like to. I think on a mental level, on a physiological level, I check in on myself, making sure that I ask myself whether I'm on the path that I need to be treading, whether I am achieving the goals that I want to be achieving. I ask myself whether I'm applying the right pressures on myself or am I applying the wrong pressures. So talking to yourself isn't crazy. It's good that you're checking in with yourself to make sure that you're on point, to make sure that you're not just looking at one element of yourself. You're looking at and covering all elements, emotionally, physically, mentally, physiologically. So I think it's an important thing, habit that one can develop. I kind of do it naturally, and I think that kind of stems from a young childhood when I till date, to be honest, I don't really have anybody that I can actually go to and confide in, if I'm honest with you. Coupled with the fact that as I was growing up, being in the family that I was growing up, I was never allowed to express myself. So I think the combination of those two has created this difficult thing for me to do, is to go out and speak to people who, even those who are quite close to me, who understand what's going on in my life. I still struggle with that. But one way for me to sort of not one way for me to process what's going on all the time is to have that dialogue with myself on most nights, just to make sure that I am ready to kind of take on the next day, which is going to be a new day, to make sure that I'm in the right headspace as much as I can, to make sure that I'm thinking along lines I need to be thinking, and I've got the important stuff in the forefront of my mind and all the things that I don't really need to worry about. And I found doing this sort of mental exercise of checking in with yourself and having a dialogue with yourself towards the end of the day, or an evening, when I'm having my me time, is that I remove myself from thinking about those excess things that I don't need to be thinking about. So if that is something that you're doing or you would consider doing, I strongly encourage you to do it. If you are doing it, then great. So the key message for today is to really check in yourself and have that dialogue with yourself, just to make sure that you're feeling okay, that you're doing okay, and you're going in the right trajectory.